What were your reactions when you heard about the Mikal deal?
So I was actually playing pool with my family. We was playing 8 ball and ping pong, and then I seen the trade on my phone, and it was like, my initial thought was, oh, like, it shocked me because I didn't. Obviously, I'm not in the front office. I don't know what's going on. I'm just working on my craft. But it was, you know, I feel like Mikal should almost feel proud in a sense. To get traded for 5 first-round picks is superstar level type things. But on the contrary, like, you know, it's an opportunity for me. So I can't, like, no shade to him. Like, that's my dog. I love him, but like, to see us going into more of a rebuilding standpoint, that's an amazing opportunity for me, and I got to try to take advantage of that.
Yes, sir. We got that Nets dub, man.
Big W's, big
Big
W's.
W's
First
in the
summer league
chat,
game,
man. Hit that
W's.
like button for us. It's your boy AJ. I'm here with Rage. Hit that like button, subscribe, follow us on Instagram. That's Kingdom1, netskingdom.net. We are tuning live after the post game. What a game, brother. What a game for the Nets in this first summer league, bro. To be honest with you, bro, this was probably the most awful, terrible, stinky, disgusting game. 1 through 4. I'll say 1 through fourth quarter. 1 through 3. 1 through 3. I'll say the first to third quarters is probably the most awful basketball I've ever seen in my life. Like, it was just disgusting.
Yeah, that was 3 full quarters of bad basketball. 3 full quarters. Like, yeah, like it got good in the fourth, but there was 3 full quarters of bad
Yeah.
basketball.
It was just sloppy turnovers. Dariq Whitehead was just missing everything. Jalen Wilson didn't have it in the first 3 quarters. Well, I'll say Jalen Wilson having the first 2 quarters. Yeah, first half he was kind of ass. Clowney was playing great defense, 3 blocks, 2 steals in that first half, but he had 6 fouls. Halftime it was 41-33. I was texting you, bro, like, yo, this game, I'm about to turn it off. This is disgusting. Like, I hurt, my eyes hurt. I was texting Rage, like, let's just turn this game off. We get to the third quarter. The Pacers make a huge run in that beginning of that third quarter. And I think it's even more over until the fourth quarter comes. I think we were down 15 in the fourth quarter, right, bro? 15?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, 15 in the fourth quarter. So let me start on the third quarter because Jalen Wilson, we got to talk about Jalen Wilson, bro. 6'8", coming off in his sophomore year. He started off slow, but he just started cooking. For some reason, bro, like, I don't know if this is a bug for me, but I feel like Jalen Wilson just reminds me a lot of like that Josh Hart kind of skill set. Like, he's just very tough. He just grinds for his buckets, and then he can go off sometimes. Sometimes they'll be stinky, but sometimes they'll just go off. Like, he just gives me that like grit, get it by any means, Josh Hart type of skill set for me. I don't know. Am I bugging with that, bro? Who would you compare
Nah,
Jalen Wilson to, bro?
I really like it's
Mhm.
it's hard to say, but my
Mhm.
thing about Jalen Wilson is that like the good part with him is that like he constantly plays his ass off for us. Yeah, it looked a little rough essentially for everybody as those first 3 quarters. Noah Clowney was our bright spot. Keon Johnson also was a
Yeah.
big part in our win too. Game winner. Shout out to him. But Jalen Wilson, was constantly playing his butt off. He's always attacking, and he goes to the rim, is able to get free throws sometimes with a 3-point shot. We know it's kind of inconsistent, but when it's on, it is on. And
Yeah.
he's always in tune with everything. He's sneaky with it. He tries to go to the rim. We know a little bit that he still needs to get a little bit better there, like getting higher and stuff and just having a little bit more athletic finishes at the rim. But, hopefully that will come. And that way it was a really strong performance from him. He was playing hard all the way. The defense was also pretty, interesting from everybody. Dariq Whitehead actually that was the one good thing about him. His defense was solid.
Yeah.
But with like Jalen Wilson, even though it was with that for everybody, Jalen Wilson, you could see, it was like a chicken with his head cut off. It was a rough defensive performance.
He sparked that third quarter run because, like, that third quarter run, and I think we went on like a 9-0 run. I think we ended it with like a 12-3 run in that third quarter. And I remember texting you like, bro, what just happened? Like, I think we went going into the fourth quarter, we were down 1. So everybody was like, turn back on their TV, turn back on your TV, because the Nets just made a push. Credit to Jalen Martin too. Jalen Martin was big for us in that. I think he had a couple buckets in the paint. Like I said, I missed it because it was a quick. I remember I was tweeting. And I couldn't even. I looked up and we were down, and we were up, or we were down by 1 going into the fourth. What do you say, Rage?
Yeah, no, it was definitely just like that. Like, it was really quick. We were down by quite a bit, and then boom, we were right back in it. Call a timeout, and we're still in it.
Yeah. Then the fourth quarter starts, and like I said, Jalen Wilson hits four threes in the fourth quarter is insane. We'll go by. I guess this is summer league, so it's like we're gonna go by development, right? Because I didn't really care if he lost his game. I just wanted it to be a little bit more competitive and enjoyable to watch at the end of the day. So like losing this game wouldn't really matter to me, but the fact that we came back and won is just very, very like, can the Nets go all the way and win the summer league championship? I don't know. Am I reaching here or I don't know?
Hey, we were all right last year.
Yeah, like we almost made it last year. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to Daniel Berry. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, bro. It's late. Dante said Jalen Wilson and Keon Johnson forever goated. Shout out to Chubbs. I could see Jalen Wilson being a more refined Joe Harris type. Yeah, I was trying to find a player that reminds me of Jalen Wilson, like what his skill set is. And it's just kind of I don't know why Josh Hart just like pops in my mind. Joe Harris, he has I think his bag is a little better than Joe, but yeah, it's not really Joe, but it's like a combination of like a Josh Hart, a movement shooter that can get rebounds and it's tough, grind nose kind of guy, gets his buckets on the grind. Like he's feisty, and then he plays like decent defense. I gotta think of somebody. Let me know in the chat who's your Jalen Wilson's comparison.
And a forward too. He's bigger.
Yeah, strong. He's a strong wing. Shout out to Anthony Mikal Bridges with that TG game. Yeah, so we saw Mikal at the game, but like I said, I'm done talking about that guy. Like I'm not even gonna say his name no more.
We're done. We're done.
Yeah,
we're done.
We gave you the Mikal takes. Like it's over it's over. Like he could do whatever he wants. He can come. I know the Knicks are playing tomorrow, so he's probably gonna watch the Knicks tomorrow. But like I'm not looking too much into that. Him being at the game, like it is what it is. But Saif, yeah, go ahead, Saif. What was your big takeaway from the game, Brody?
Yeah, I mean, they started terrible.
Yeah.
The basketball was bad. Everyone was turning it over. Couldn't hit an open shot. But they just started to kick it up in the second half. I mean, they all went on a run. And then Jalen Wilson, I mean, he is the most interesting rookie that we had because his skill set, defensively, he needs work. Like we saw some flashes last year of him being able to play good defense when he's focused, but at times he did like get cooked.
Yeah.
The jump shot is a little weird. So I know he shot 39% on open threes last year, wide open threes.
Yeah.
And then when he started to have to deal with contested shots, the percentage just kept dropping and dropping. Finished the year with 32%. Tonight, 5 of 9. And they were like pretty tough threes. Like he was missing his wide open threes. But
wide open. Bro, we were like 3 for 22 in the third quarter, in the second half. Like it was like 3 for 22, 4 for 23. It was bad.
He was
like
hitting the tough ones. He was hitting the clutch ones.
Yeah.
Noah Clowney had a great defensive performance overall. Was finishing plays. Wasn't hitting threes really. Wasn't really rebounding, but great rim protection. Ton of steals. And Dariq Whitehead.
Oof.
All right, so I'll say the good stuff. Great defensive game. Had 5 stocks total, so that's good. Was able to rebound a little bit, but 1 for 12, over 7 from 3. Was able to get to the rim and draw some contact, get to the free throw line, but overall, it just looked like an amateur out there. And I'm not going to like overreact to one game where he played really badly, but yeah, we'll just give him some time. And Keon Johnson, only consistent creator on the team right now. Besides Jalen Wilson, of course.
Yeah, Keon Johnson surprised me too. Like I was surprised he hit that 1v1 to call game at the end on overtime. I was like, damn, I didn't know he had this bad because that was like a nice post up. He backed him down, turn around, fade away, cash. Like that was clean. I was like, okay, Keon.
I've always
I've heard his name in the G League, but I didn't like notice him like that.
I've always liked the way he moved. He always looks fast. He's got I believe he has a 45-inch vertical last time I checked. So he's extremely athletic.
Yeah. T Rexy, let me shout out to the T Rexy. He said, "Time to go to the clowny route last year. Dariq Whitehead is a effing bum. Still don't understand why Jalen Wilson is on the summer league. He does not need it." Shout out to T Rexy. Lechi King said, "I'm not happy D'Angelo Rose didn't come back. I miss watching him in the Brooklyn jersey." Yeah, he's not coming back, unfortunately. Yo, Chubb said Dookie Kaka. Yo, Chubb's gotta chill.
Yo,
He
people
called Dariq Whitehead
chill on
Dookie Kaka.
Dariq, dude. He just came back from another surgery. Like, people are just fucking whack.
Dookie Kaka Whitehead is a yo.
That's foul,
I'm
Chubb.
about to pin that. Yo, Chubbs, I'm about to pin that. Hold on. Let me pin that in YouTube chat. Yeah, if you're joining us right now, hit that like button. We're reacting to the Nets win their summer league first game of the summer league, shock the Pacers at overtime. Dariq Whitehead. Let me read the Dariq Whitehead stats because you guys are gonna love these stats. Like these stats, you can't say generational without these stats right here. Dariq Whitehead, 5 points, 6 rebounds, 1 for 12 from the field goal, 0.08%, 0 for 7 from 3. Can it get any better than that, guys? Dariq Whitehead, what are your thoughts? React to his game, Saint.
I think you guys are being a little overboard and harsh.
I just literally gave you high. I'm high on Dariq.
I know, but the way you put, like, because I also saw your tweet, the way you're posing it, it sounds like you're excited. Like,
I am excited for Dariq. I want Dariq to play.
I just think people are being like, I think the thing, like, T-Rex, he come out already calling him a bum. It's like, like, relax, people. Like, the guy has not played any meaningful basketball in like what, 2 years?
Yeah, 2 years.
You know, second surgery. It's like, I'm not trying to put him in the Ben Simmons category, but
no,
he's
not the Ben Simmons.
Yeah, but it's like I saw it on the timeline on Twitter, and it's like, all right, just chill. It's the first summer league game. The dude has not played any meaningful basketball against really any talent for 2 years.
Yeah,
he's gonna be rusty as shit. Like you said, though, like you saw, if you're looking for positives defensively, he played decent, right?
Yeah. He had like some good blocks. Like he blocked some 3-pointers.
Yeah.
Like he had some good
But
blocks.
I mean, dude, the whole game was horrible for quite a while, dude. And the fact that guys that you expected, like Wilson, Clowney, I mean, let's be honest, Clowney, you know, he did have some great defensive plays, decent play, but it did take him 9 fouls to get that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even know what the stats would be if he was out when it was supposed to.
No, why he have 9 fouls? That's crazy.
I mean, dude,
can we say good defense? Let me know in the chat. Can we say he was great in defense if he had 9 fouls?
I'm just saying, like, it took him 9 fouls to get those stats, but that's cool. I didn't realize, like, I totally forgot that Summer League goes to 10. I totally forgot that. So I was like, when I heard the stats and then they're like 9 fouls, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So he fouled out 1.5 times.
Yes, pretty much. But anyways, I mean, listen, it was nice to see. I'd have to pull up the card again, but there was a couple cats that were,
But back on Dariq, like I told y'all earlier, like I remember like last year I told Rage, like I was like, I think I might be out on Dariq because after he like broke his shin in the G League in that one game, I was like, I might be out on him. I mean, I'm still like in the balance. Like I'm like waiting for him to do good. I
think we owe him the Summer League though.
Yeah, I owe him the Summer League, so I'm gonna just let the Summer League play out and see how he does from there. But
at least it's game 1.
He literally had 3 surgeries coming out of Duke. Was it 3 or 2? 2 or 3 surgeries.
I know he's had 2 since we got him. So
2 since we got him. He had 1 after in high school, I think. On the knee. I think he had a knee, a foot, and shin.
Yeah. So part of this is like, dude, like, and I can't. Are they all on the same leg or is it different? I can't.
He's
remember.
19, bro. That's bad.
Yeah.
19.
So,
we're obviously rooting. We're obviously rooting for the best, and I'm stuck.
Yeah, rooting for the best. Yeah.
I mean, if he stays healthy,
you know, that sucks. That sucks. You know, it just stinks. You know, but we're giving him a shot, and he's got it, and he's got a chance. He's got a chance to show himself out.
He's gonna have an opportunity.
It's the perfect time.
Yeah, he has an opportunity if he stays healthy in the Summer League. I didn't expect him to come out and like just be dunking on everybody.
Oh no, I expected like nice moves, a bag, like a couple threes. That's what I was expecting, like a little bit of this.
Well, when I saw that we had a 5'9" guy out there on the court, I was like, "Oh shit, what are we doing?"
Who is that guy?
Like that dude. Like for a minute there, because I have like a big TV like in my living room. It's like an 8. It's an 88.
Yeah.
And the way he looked on the court compared, like he looked like a dwarf. I was like, "What are we doing here?" Like,
bro, he might be the shortest guy at the NBA because I'm like, there's no way we have a 5'9" guy point guard out there.
If he's on our actual NBA roster this coming up season,
we tank, baby. We tank. We team tank. we put it. What's his name? The point guard's name range. The short
Jacob Gilyard.
Jacob Gilyard. We put Jacob Gilyard as a starting point guard on this. What? You know, Sean Marks is all in on Cooper. He's all in.
But dude, it's interesting because the only people that they're, that the media team is promoting is just the young guys. Like you're not seeing anything about CJ or DFS or even Schroeder.
Yeah.
Like but you're seeing a steady stream of guys, So I don't know. I'm hoping he really commits to this tank and just moves these guys. Like I don't think the returns are going to be as big as people expect. But
that's okay.
If you can get something, whatever you can get.
I'll take whatever I can get right now.
Yeah, because I don't think we don't need to give anything else to get rid of these guys. Like somebody. Yeah. But
if we get a protected first for DFS, I'll take it. If we get 3 seconds for DFS or CJ, I'll take it.
And this is the thing. The way I'm watching how many free agents are still there and how many players are still in play, and you're seeing the effect of the CBA, and teams are moving a little slower and differently right now. So I'm not really going to shit too hard on him. The only thing I will say is like, if like I wish there was some reports of like recent, like what are the real recent offers, like because he has to have had some for those.
Oh yeah, no, there's definitely teams that want CJ and DFS. Like there's a ton. I'm telling you, Sean's phone is definitely blowing up. But I think what Sean is being a little bit stingy because he wants the best package. Like he thinks he can get 2 firsts for DFS and CJ, and I'm like, bro, I don't think that's happening. Even if they play during the season and it's trade deadline time, I still don't think teams are going to be that desperate to be like, yo, we're giving you 2 firsts for DFS or CJ.
Yeah, no, that ain't. I don't think that. The 2 firsts for either of those is not happening in my mind.
First, I would say maybe first, protected first.
No 2 firsts for either of those.
2 firsts for either. I'm like, nah, that's not happening.
I see a scenario where we keep Johnson until the deadline and he like plays his value up. And because he has so many years left on his deal, like I could see a scenario where that plays out. Yeah. But Julian Finney-Smith is 30 years old, turning 31 on an expiring deal. Like now his value is set. You just got to get rid of him now.
Yeah.
Only going to go down. That's the thing with Dorian Finney-Smith, like Cypher said, like it's just going to go down. Cam Johnson at least has, the ability to, play above, to play into a good trade, you know what I'm saying? To where we can get, like maybe a first or something, and maybe a player attached onto it because obviously they're going to have to send out equal salary.
Sean Wynn.
Yeah.
Well, Sean tanked.
Sean Wynn, I think a lot of people.
If they would have just traded him when they got him.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's like that's the one part. Like, yeah, I give credit to Sean what he's, flipping Mikal and getting our picks back. Like, but on the same side of that token, it's like you also like that man right there on the screen. Like, you also tanked his value. Like,
sad too.
And it's like some people are trying to rewrite history and say, oh, like Sean, like, oh, they, the way you said with Jordy, oh, this was always a possibility and all this. And it's like, well, if that's the case, then why did you not capitalize when you had opportunities to get really good deals for all of these players when you got them? The offers you were getting for CJ, for DFS, like Mikal, it's like, bro, if that's the case and you're trying to say you were some grand wizard or whatever the hell you want to call yourself, like how would you know what I mean? It's like that's the part that irritates me about him.
I'm gonna read some comments and I'm gonna rebuttal that too, saying shout out to BTB, they were all rusty. Ronald said that Wilson should have minutes in the regular season. Derek should be given some decent run for his development. Clowney needs to work on staying out of foul trouble. Jay Wu needs to work on consistency, not just one quarter wonders, and Derek needs to get his CDL. That's a fact, that's a fact, Shelves. T-Rex said shooters need a healthy leg. Tank for Cooper, Ace Bailey. Jonathan Liu said Jalen Wilson is definitely the poor man's Mikal Bridges. Skinny wing, spent 3 years in school, love his Kansas NCAA title team. A bit too much. He's going to demand a trade for Grady Dick soon. This guy. But yeah, going back to your Sean point, bro, I was just like, I think I was talking to Rage about this. Like, the red flag to me was Mikal Bridges had to basically request or ask out for you to start this rebuild. Like, that's kind of a red flag to me. If somebody doesn't want to be here and you finally noticing now, but you're trying to build a franchise around him, that's lack of awareness. And then I'm thinking, like, okay, this probably he said it himself in the press conference that he and Leon Rose have been talking for, like, they have each other's number, they talk. Like, this is not the first time the Knicks called you. It wasn't. You know, it wasn't.
And
so
this
it's
whole
like,
thing, they literally want you to believe that. See, this was the one thing about the Mikal thing, right? Like, for me, it was, I just, at the end of the season, when that game where, like, the team almost got in a fight.
Yeah.
And then it was like you were nowhere to be found. And then as soon as the game was over, it was like just boom, like you ran to your girlfriends. And it was just like the weird, and that like really,
the whole world knew Mikal wanted to be a Knick. We all knew.
Like, that just made me really look at him in a completely different way.
Yeah. I remember Jay was telling us way earlier, like maybe like halfway the season, he was telling us, listen, I'm hearing like Mikal quit on the team. He's not playing well. He's not. Yeah, he quit on the team. He's not. He's not taking practice seriously. He's doing la-di-da-di. He's doing half-ass shit. Like, he didn't want to be here. You know what I'm saying? And Cypher wrote a whole article on NetsKingdom.net about how Mikal's stats tanked. What was it, Cypher, after this All-Star?
Okay, so
it was that 50-point loss.
Yeah. No. So this is actually funny because I was looking back at Mikal's numbers and I noticed the pattern.
Yeah.
So okay, January 24th. After we lost that game against the Knicks at home, Bridges was sitting courtside at MSG with Brunson for that Villanova game.
Yeah.
And then during the All-Star break, that was when that Roommates podcast episode was released.
Yeah.
And then post that, Bridges averaged 15.7 points on like 40% shooting after the All-Star break.
Yeah.
Prior to that, every game he played as a net before that, he averaged like 23 points on like 46% shooting. So his numbers
and he had that post and delete. Remember that post and delete with the Jalen Josh Hart had a Chipotle commercial. He posted and deleted a Josh Hart Chipotle commercial that was like,
would you like to be my teammate again?
Yeah, who do you want to be my teammate again? And I'm like, what the?
I mean, dude, but see, that's the thing. When you lay everything out and then you add in the abysmal aspect that the Nets created for the players, coaching change, you know what I mean? You had a firing, like even the players that knew they were probably going to continue to be here, it was just shitty all around. And it's like, I don't care what anybody says. I also think dude was straight up burnt out. Like, I think he would have had a different season if he didn't play in the fucking off season. And then it just got weird. Like, you could tell it got really weird for them constantly trying to continue his streak. And I thought that was kind of like at that point, it was like, okay, so you're just doing some weird ass shit with that. Like, it just, and then you want to fast forward to now and you want us to believe that nobody knew anything, right? Like, Mikal didn't request a trade. Mikal didn't talk to anybody. And that we're supposed to believe that the Knicks just called the Nets out of nowhere and said, here's this fantastic deal for Mikal Bridges. And Sean's like, oh, I couldn't say no. It's like, come on, bro. Like,
that's the thing that really pisses me off.
Because it's like, don't try to gaslight the story just to make him look good. And then he shows up like at the game here. Like, I don't know.
I made a tweet like a day before calling Mikal Bridges a liar, basically saying, oh, what a clown. Oh, you clearly lied. He knew. Then Knicks fans were going at me about it because they were like, nah, see, Mikal, he didn't request a trade. And then the Sean Marks thing came out. And then a bunch of Knicks fans went at me. I actually had to block a few because they just started to harass me, saying, your GM, he said Mikal Bridges, and I had to go at it saying, yeah, he's lying. Like, okay, why would these guys tell the truth when they have every incentive to lie? He's okay.
Yeah.
If Mikal Bridges requested a trade, why would he want us to know? Because if you request a trade, that looks bad on you. Like, look at Paul George.
I mean, Cypher, just from alone, the fact of all the things that, all the interactions, the podcasts, the after the games, the commercials, like whatever, like all those things, and the way that they are as a group, you can't tell me that they have not talked about wanting to play together on the Knicks. I'm sorry if you believe that. You are a complete dumbass. Like you are, you need to rethink your life.
Sean's
mental
phone call with
gymnastics
Leon
you have to
Rose.
go
It wasn't the first time. This wasn't the first time he.
Nah, you can't tell me agents maybe didn't. There wasn't any. Nah, dude, like that didn't just come out of thin air.
Yeah.
And nobody knew. Like, okay, sure. We've been talking about tanking all season, arguing with reporters about like what we should do, and they're like, "No, Mikal's here to stay." You know, acting like munchkins from fucking Wizard of Oz and shit. Like,
make sure if you join us right now, hit that like button for us. Cash is here. We just reacting to the game one. The Nets won in overtime. Shocked the Pacers. We're down 15 in the fourth quarter. Came back. Cash, give me your big takeaways of this game real quick, bro.
First takeaway is we're too good, man. Blow it up again.
Blow it up. Derek started shooting guard, baby. Starting shooting guard.
We blew it, man. Fucking too good. I knew it.
He's too good. 0 for 7? Yeah. How you can't? I love that.
The Jalen Wilson 4 threes in the fourth quarter just had me in the clutches. Noah Clowney with 4 blocks and going straight up. The first defensive play of the game. Like, they couldn't score on him.
Yeah.
He was clearly like head and shoulders above the best player on the floor, which is scary to think about. That Jarris Walker was also on the floor, and Oscar Tshiebwe was playing for his life to get that last position on the squad.
The only thing I hated about this game, bro, was like the offense. Like the offense was really like it was just like, what were the coaches running? It's just like we were just chickens with our heads cut off for offense and defense. It's like it didn't really look like I know Summer League is supposed to be like that, but at least look a little organized.
Summer League teams really are just like 3 teams cut together and like mashed into each other. It's like your draft picks, the end of your bench, rookies, like, and whatever guys you've invited from your G League and free agent guys. Whoever you signed their Summer League contracts, like it's just a mishmash of just.
It's not supposed to look good, right? It's not supposed to. I mean, I don't know.
It's as close to your local, like, it's as close to like a local like invitation run
YMCA.
Like, YMCA, you know what I mean? Like a higher level YMCA.
Higher level Y. It's Rec League. Yeah. It's Drew League.
It's Rec. Oh yeah, it's like it's like a little bit below Drew League.
Little bit below. No, Drew League's actually competitive. Let me chill. Drew League is actually lit.
Because once in a while, like a demigod will show up in Drew League.
Yeah, Drew League.
And then you'll get like guys like Kevin Durant shooting like 60, go for 63 at Rock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
like I said, it just didn't look though. You can't really like when you want to break down the game, you can only just go with the development part of it. You can't really look at offense, defense for Summer League. You just gotta do big picture. And big picture, like I said, Jalen Wilson,
effort.
Yeah, and effort. Yeah.
The team played hard.
Yeah.
We got on the floor.
I like we didn't give up. We didn't give up. We were down 15. I like we stayed in it, bro.
I don't care what people say. The Pacers were a better team.
They were.
They should have won.
The fourth quarter, I think what's his name missed 2 free throws. He could have won the game. It was 1 second left. It was like 81. What was it? 95 or 90. And he just had to hit 1 free throw to win.
Right.
He missed both.
Yeah.
I mean, they had Jarris Walker out there, who's the 8th overall pick. They had Tshiebwe, who's basically an NBA player. They had Ben Shepherd. I mean, they had some solid guys going for them tonight for NBA level talent, and they couldn't put the Nets away. And I really think it was just because the Nets did a really good job hanging around, but just the jump shots weren't falling. That really was it. We missed a lot. I mean, they were joking about it. The commentating staff was just, it was like, that was 3 for 27. It's like, all right, guy. Listen.
He finished the
I'm
game 9 of 36. 5 of those were Jalen Wilson.
not, so we went into the game 9 of 36.
Yeah.
Oh, from
5
3.
of them were Jalen Wilson. So thank God for Jalen Wilson.
Jalen Wilson saved tonight, bro. He saved us tonight, bro. Like he really did. Like it was incredible.
Here's the thing that could get lost in the sauce is we were the better defensive team. We're so clearly the better defensive team. And you could look at the turnovers and say, oh, it's a summer league game. Of course, they're going to have a zillion and one turnovers. So did we. But, I mean, you win the turnover battle and you win the rebounding battle and you play better defense and your shooting eventually comes around like you win basketball games.
Yeah.
Yo, when they
17 blocks. I'm
when
sorry,
they interviewed
17 steals. Sorry, 17 steals, 11 blocks.
17 steals, 11 blocks. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Did you see the interview they did? I can't remember his first name,
You know
but
what
the
that means?
kid,
Sorry, Saint. You know what that means though, Rage? Athleticism. Only athletic teams get those stats. Just so you guys know, you don't get those when you're slow. You know who doesn't get steals and blocks? Seth Curry.
This team can.
Seth Curry, dude. Hey, you know what? Hey, Cash. You know what I said? You know what's a good thing about us this year? You know how obviously we're losing, value on Cam Johnson and DFS. Yes, we might be losing value on these guys, but can we appreciate the fact that we won't have to attach picks onto these guys to get off of them?
Oh my God,
that's a good point. And only person we really have to attach picks is Ben. Well, we're gonna hold on to Ben anyway.
Let him walk.
Yeah.
Unless for some reason he wants to take a huge buyout. For some reason he wants to take a huge buyout. Just keep him around.
Let me hop in here.
Unless he wants to offer him, offer a first round pick for him at the deadline with another expiring contract. That's the only way I'm moving Ben Simmons. You got to attach a pick, and it's got to be another expiring contract or another contract that makes sense.
Yeah,
that's what it's going to take.
The only way that you move Ben Simmons is if he stays extremely healthy and he plays really well, and you're going into that trade deadline and somebody's willing to take a gamble on him. Like, you never know. Like, that's my hope. Will it happen? I don't know. I mean, either way, you eat that or you buy him out if it's going to cost you. It's going to be interesting I have a feeling the Nets are going to, if he's still there, they're going to let him, I think, rebuild himself. Or maybe they don't want to start the season. I mean, who the hell knows with what Sean Marks is. Like, whatever he's cooking right now, it's going to be interesting to see. But there are avenues. At the end of the day, you can get off Ben Simmons without it costing you. You shouldn't be giving up shit to get rid of him at this point. If it's this bad, that should never be an option on the table. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But it's
like, if you hold on to him, so what? He doesn't play for you anyways.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care what you say. If they do move CJ and they do move,
do to hurt us.
Hold on a second, Cash. If they do move DFS and they do move CJ, it's like, I'm okay if Ben is there and it's just a bunch of the young guys, man. Like, I have zero problem with that happening if he's healthy.
That's my next question to Cash. Cash, what do you think? What's your ideal in your mind coming this season? What's your ideal starting five? Like, who do you think is going to be here, or what would you like to see? Well, who do you think is going to be here, and what would you like to see as your starting five this year?
Oh, Saint, me, you,
yeah, right here. Cypher.
Starting five right here. We're 4. I'm playing point.
I just fucking go. Yeah. Oh, I mean, come on. I mean, the starting five.
I could hit a few corner threes.
I really wonder. I wonder what Schroeder's role ultimately becomes on this team. Like, are they gonna let because are they gonna let him start? Is he gonna be the first guard off the bench? Are they gonna try to force him together with Cam? Are they gonna try to get the most creative Schroeder they possibly? Because then there's Watford, and then we don't know how healthy Ben is. It's just we don't know where this creation is gonna come from, guard wise, engine wise.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you don't really know where to start. I think you just got to go with the guys that are just comfortably share and comfortably share the ball the best.
Yeah.
I wouldn't get caught up in like who's making what money, and because if you ask me, like, I mean, I probably am not starting Cam Johnson.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. If CJ's still here, he come off the bench. Come off the bench, CJ. I'm not starting you. I'd rather start Jalen Wilson over CJ right now.
Y'all think by putting him
know.
off the bench automatically on a tanking team tanks his value instantly?
Yeah, I
Or
was about
you
to
gotta
say the
think
same
about it?
thing. Like we got
Like,
to worry about his
putting
value.
Cam Johnson putting Cam Johnson on the bench on a tanking team
What if he
is
comes off the bench and lights it up though?
diabolical.
Is diabolical.
Diabolical.
No,
If that happens, Cam Johnson should request a trade immediately. I'm
trade
not
him
even like I
now.
understand. That's what I'm saying. Just get rid
Trade
of
him
him. I
before
don't
he even gets on the
understand.
court.
And I
You've already,
like
God
Dennis
damn it,
Schroeder.
you've
I like Dennis
revealed
Schroeder,
my
but
plan.
with all of these vets on our team, it's like if we're gonna go in a full tank, go in a full tank. I want Cam Thomas to just get point guard looks.
Yeah.
I've made my case for why I think the Nets should extend him. I said if only it was a team friendly deal and it made sense with everybody else gone. Only and don't overpay for Cam Thomas. But if it's a $20 to $25 million per year contract and everybody's off the books, I promise you that 1 year that you're supposed to tank anyways in 2025 shouldn't really matter, and that's going to eat up a little bit of cap space. So what? But he will play into a $20 to $25 million per year type of contracts. And if he's given the opportunity to play point guard, which I think he should, he'll be able to really flourish. But the problem is, if Dennis Schroeder is on the team, which I think he will be, what happens for Cam Thomas? Yeah, things can obviously still work out, but who knows? Dennis Schroeder honestly is a very interesting person that I feel like we don't talk about enough, because he's a person that I don't feel like we don't. He's a person that I like. We all think he's going to stay on the team, right? But that could that be like a little detrimental for us? Or not.
Hey, but the other part that we're not even mentioning is, think about this. Jordy is not going to be around this team for a while, right? Like, how long till he's back actually there?
Oh, Jordy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. After the Olympics, he'll probably get, it probably,
Okay,
when's he going to come back, Cash? Like September? Probably September-ish?
So think about that for a second, right? Yeah. Think about how unserious they really don't give a shit right now, right? Like, your main coaching guy is not even going to be there. Granted, I'm sure he's got his team and whatnot, but it's like, that should just tell you right now that they don't really give a shit about what happens next season, right? Like, and I can't imagine the team is, there's a couple moves are going to happen. How many, I mean, how reaching they go and how many people are in them will be interesting to see, but
yeah.
They're going. They're going full tank, and I think it's going to get. I think we're going to have a lot of games like we had tonight, but we're going to lose them.
We think Bojan Bogdanović will be on the team for this tank, the reason why I asked this is, yes, we could obviously just hold on to him, but why do that if you can get like 2026 or something, or 2025 second round picks?
But see, the problem though right now is
you still do need veterans on the team.
Rage,
I will go and say that
a lot of teams are not looking to take on $20 million contracts right now.
And expiring contracts?
Some of them they are, some of them not, but a lot of them are pinching they're just not.
Right about that. Yep.
It is slowed down. Look at how many free agents are still there. Like, the league is like kind of in CBA shell shock right now.
I'm surprised Lonnie didn't get signed yet.
Still free agent.
Lonnie's still on.
Yeah, Lonnie's still a free agent.
That's a lot of guys are going to sign for what's going to be. I mean, I see this where I think in some ways I think it's going to start. Players are going to start getting signed to their value a little bit more, which I think needs to happen. Mm-hmm. But I think there's going to be a lot of players that the Nets are going to be able to look at and get them cheap. And hopefully there's some young guys like hanging around. It'll be interesting to see what's left, because you can't tell me teams aren't looking and talking and communicating, and some trades aren't going to still happen, but
yeah,
it's not a fury like a lot of people maybe have thought.
Shout out to Matthew. He said Watford, Clowney, Cam Thomas, Clax. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4. Yeah, I like that 4. I like that 4. Like I said, I'm all for Sean going full tank. I'm not pressed for DFS or CJ like big returns anymore. I'm ready just to get what I get. Like if we can get 3 seconds in 2026, I'm happy. 3 seconds in 2025, I'm cool. Or 2 seconds, or you know what I'm saying? I'm not or protected first. I'll take anything I could get. I'm not looking for no 2 first or first.
I mean, but I do think at least with CJ, a player is going to come back in that. I don't.
Oh yeah, a player's going to come back,
and that'll be interesting to see what they're, how they're trying to work it. Right? Are they trying to take back an expiring contract where it works, or
they're going to want probably 2-year or 1-year guys?
Yeah,
like they don't want no like 3 or 4. No. Yeah, they don't want that.
I mean, because next season, not this coming up season, but the season after, after Ben's contract comes off and they have more money, it's like, depending on where they're at, if they're still kind of like, well, we're not really tanking, but we're not going to go anywhere. That's when you can kind of afford to take on a contract that you might have for a couple of years that is not really going to, it's not going to affect the bottom line as far as wins or losses, I guess.
If you're joining us right now, hit that like button, subscribe. We're reacting to the Nets. The Nets just shocked the Pacers in overtime. Jalen Wilson leads all scores, 25 points, 9 rebounds, 5 for 9 from 3. Clowney did good too, 14 points. And then Dariq Whitehead had a stinker. But, we're not mad at it because, he's promised. He's 19. He's going to have some time. We'll see what he does game 2. I'm like I said, I'm willing to give Dariq at least summer league and a little bit beginning of the season to see where he's at, because I told the guys earlier in the season, like, I'm out on Dariq because all those surgeries, it just red flag to me. I was like, no, this is not good. 2 or 3 surgeries at 19. I'm like, I'm like, this is
he
tough.
Might even
this is tough for me. But I'm willing to wait it out. I'm willing to wait it out and see and hope for the best, But yeah. Shout out to you guys, man. Shout out to the chat. I didn't want to like make this a super long stream because this game was terrible. I mean, I see there's a lot of people in here. The game was terrible, and there's nothing much to like react to outside of like the development part of it. So we just talked about.
Hey, listen, I gotta dip out because I gotta go pick up my son. But yeah, I'll take the comeback win. It was nice. Yeah. I saw what I needed to see. It'll be interesting to see what happens to Dariq. I have a feeling he's probably going to start the season in
G League.
In the G League, anyways. If he continues to have the next couple games are about the same of what we saw tonight, like the likelihood that he does start there is probably pretty high. So I'm not, but who knows? Maybe. I mean, again. First real game he's had in a long time.
Yeah.
So
that's what I'm saying. I'm willing to wait it out. Like I'm just like it just threw me the surgeries after surgery after surgery. I was like, whoa. Yeah. It just made me like put up a red flag. Oh, somebody in the chat said Curry was injury prone. That's fair.
All right, y'all. You have a good night.
Good night.
All right, good night, man. Yeah, guys. So you guys any last words or any like last
Oh yeah, I got something to say.
Yeah.
So something that's been on my mind about the tank. So there's nothing wrong with tanking, but there's 2 ways to tank. One is the way the Sixers did, where they just said, screw it, get the ball in the court. Let's lose every game. Screw player development, all that. And then there's like the OKC Grizzlies kind of tank where it's like, hey, we're going to lose every game, but we're going to run good sets. We're going to have good plays. We're going to set ourselves up to fail by having weird minute lineups and weird minute distributions and bad net rating lineups, but they still had positive moments. So going into next year, lose every game, but still have good lineups and good rotations and
good habits. Build good habits.
Like I want to see Cam Thomas run more pick and rolls and initiate driving kicks and have more lobs to Clowney and Claxton, and I want to see him make more. And I want to see, Trenton Walker initiate some DHOs with him. Like I want to see like good offensive plays, regardless of whether or not we lose.
I agree.
I have a take on this. So
go ahead, Cash.
Part of a tank is really about like you have to understand where your team is actually at, and if you're consistently tanking, like the way the Sixers were,
Yeah.
You never really get a vibe, a pulse of where your team is at in terms of when the tank should end or when you should go for it or when you should pivot off of those guys you picked for stars. Like, if you're just putting out a tank team on the floor, you're not seeing really the team progress and get better.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Where you have to see that point of demarcation where the team turns the corner. Like, for example, Orlando, when they turned that corner recently, like with Orlando, with the Pacers, with Detroit. When you're a team and you just keep picking within the lottery, you keep picking within the top 10 over and over again, it doesn't matter where you are in the country in terms of, location, you're going to get good eventually. It's you can't just keep picking in the top 5 and just stay terrible. Eventually that talent is going to mature underneath you to just by whatever, even the Sacramento Kings, like as bad or as Washington, as bad as the team could possibly be. Like, guys like Danny Avdia, Bilal Coulibaly, like those guys are going to thrive or are going to come out and actually like be good players, and they've went to the worst possible situation. So all that being said is like when like the rubber actually kind of meets the road is like you have to pay attention to where you are as a tanking team. So
yeah, that's a good point.
I think that that's why you really want to understand that you didn't just trade back for 2025. You traded for 2026 picks back too. So I know that we want to like get Cooper Flag and then trade for a star and then use Ben's money and flip it around. And it's like, all right,
we're not trusting the process that way.
No, that's not trusting the process. You're forcing. You have to look at a perfect example is what the Knicks just did.
Yeah,
the Knicks were diligent. They were frugal. They were savvy. They put a unit together that wanted to play together. They made themselves look attractive.
And the Knicks had a good young core before they traded for Jalen Brunson. Like their young core is the reason. The young core that the draft, all those good draft picks they did is the reason why they have Jalen Brunson.
I really don't know
all these guys.
I'm going to be honest. I don't know if I do RJ Barrett and Quigley for OG Anunoby today.
Yeah,
I don't think I do that. I'm going to be honest with you.
All these guys, bro.
I mean, listen. Like, if I knew that we were going to pay, if we knew that we were going to pay Brunson 155, right, and they knew they were getting off of Quigley, then sure. If you knew that, then yeah, you do it. But not at the time. Like, I don't know. Like Quigley and Barrett together to me are a better combination. You're giving them a backcourt.
Yeah,
you're giving them a backcourt with.
I personally like in this drafting like. That's the thing with tanking, because tanking is not the perfect science. Like, it's not really a science. It's hard now because the NBA made the odds. It's a sweet science. It's like you got to just be in the bottom 3, bottom 4, but not too good. Like, as this team stands right now, I think it's going to be hard to tank if you have
your market. You got to be in a situation. How about it was hard for the Nets to come around to embrace the tank.
Yeah.
Because they saw how close we had gotten to almost winning a championship, and relinquishing that for Joe or for anybody in the eyes of whatever they felt the fan base was feeling was incredibly difficult, and it fucked us up even more. Which is why the best thing that's happened to us right now is that Joe's not involved anymore. It really is that. I mean, as much as we give Sean Marks bullshit and credit, like having one direction that is actually the basketball person. Is gonna save us again. You know what I mean? Like,
because this way Joe can stay out of it.
I don't know if
when your owner's involved, it's feelings.
How heavily was Joe Tsai involved? Do you guys think over the last year
with the Stars? Heavily involved.
After the Stars though.
After the Stars? Oh no. After the Stars left, he's been in China. What I've heard, he's been in China dealing with stuff. He came back to see the Liberty, I think, and his lacrosse and all that. But he's been in China during the Nets season. He wasn't around like that, bro.
I think what he did was he gave Sean the ability to say, hey, listen, if someone comes to you with a Godfather offer, then you give me a phone call and we'll have a conversation. But that's what's going to, like, I'm the only person, like, because that's what I really do think happened.
Yeah,
is
he
I
saw.
think that
I was gonna say he probably saw those those 5 picks and was like, "Take it, Sean. How you know what I'm saying? Take it, like do it."
happen. It's
Like
gotta happen.
man, he probably like.
There
I
was
mean, I
something.
can't turn that down.
You guys remember that J.P. Morgan press conference where he was like, "We're not going to trade our future away to get good in the short term." So
Yeah.
I don't know. Was that him realizing the way the NBA works, or was that
he
Sean
turned the
Marks?
corner? I think he had at that. Here's what I think happened. I really do think Sean explained it to him in a way that he, business-wise, could understand.
Yeah.
And then if you notice, right after that happened, what happened? Look at the tea leaves. He sells 15% of the team.
Yeah.
Why does he do that? Okay, let's get me through the lean years. We may not be packing it in during the 2 years of tanking. We may not sell as many jerseys. We may not get as many, the revenue sharing, whatever, say whatever about it. But hey, this might help him in his overhead overall.
Yeah.
So
And
let's
trust
get
me,
the
the Barclays is still gonna be lit,
Coke.
bro. Like it's still,
Yeah.
I mean, it's still gonna be. There's still gonna be people coming because
let the Cokes
yeah.
get in here. Let them cover 15% of my overhead.
Yeah.
Give me some breathing room. I don't know if y'all know this, but China's going through some issues right now. They just had 40 banks close in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. Like they had a humongous banking crisis just happen.
Yeah.
So they got their own issues. Like Chivas obviously got issues bigger than the Nets, but like I do agree. I think that Sean talked some sense into him. He explained it to him in dollars and cents. And I think the biggest thing was the review. What ended up happening was Joe got a huge bump in overall wealth.
Yeah.
And probably got some kudos because the team got raked in a $6 billion plus bid.
Oh yeah.
Once you sell a percentage of a team, it's got to be appraised.
And the numbers were good. Like the numbers of all the revenue the Nets made this year was good.
The Nets are pulling down what the Commanders pulled down.
Yeah. That's the beautiful thing about being in New York. Owning a franchise in New York, you're gonna make money. Look at Dolan. Dolan.
What does it mean? The Knicks are gonna sell? What is it, 8? I think
the Knicks were the trashiest team in the NBA. They were selling out Madison Square Garden every night.
Trash.
Selling out. Like
so
the beautiful thing about New York is people are going to be in the city, tourism, in the city visiting always. The Barclays is always going to have like a crowd.
Go ask a 45-year-old person.
Yeah.
Anyone older than the age of 40, go ask Saint. We'll tell you.
Yeah.
We'll tell you right now. There's no way in his life he ever thought a basketball team would ever be worth more than a football team.
Yeah.
And
but hit that like button for us, y'all. We'll be back. Yo, this was a dope combo with me and Cash. Shout out to Say pop it in.
I just like this is such a great year, yo. The vibes are so electric.
Yeah, I love these vibes, bro. Immaculate vibes.
I'm big. I'm big on the vibes this year on double number 1 picks. It's happened. It's happened so many times in it. I'm gonna pump this. I'm bumping this. Not just 2025, but 2026. The Nets bring it home back-to-back years, and we get flagged by man. So.
Oh my! They owe us a number 1. They owe us a number 1. If they gave Cade to Detroit and Wemby to the San Antonio, we deserve Cooper.
Think about
we deserve Cooper.
What happened? Karmatically, what happened to this team?
We deserve Cooper. They owe us
more than anyone, more than fucking anyone. Like,
yeah. No team doesn't just like we deserve Cooper, yo. Everybody has got a number 1 pick.
It's a perfect carte blanche opportunity for the league to build a super team, a young, promising super team in their biggest market.
Oh, that would be amazing for the league.
Come on, you're talking about while the Knicks are good, the Nets are building like a small
Cooper flag 8 Cam Boozer 26.
Oh my God, the flag, Claxton, Clowney.
Exactly, like we could be like that, bro.
What?
They chose the right class to tank in because
they did.
Okay, if we are the worst team in the league, we have a 100% chance of getting a top 5 pick, regardless of what happens.
There is a reason Sean Marks didn't take a single guy in this draft. There's a reason.
And that's my last thing with Syph. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, even if they keep saying that to me, even if you're the worst team, you don't get the number. But it's like, I'll take my chances. I'll take my chances every single time because we still have the best chance. If we have the worst record, we still have one of the best chances. They gave, like I said, the Spurs were throwing games for Wemby, and they got the number 1 pick. You know what I'm
As
saying?
long as you're
And
bottom four,
Detroit.
as long as
People
you're
say
bottom
Detroit. I know
four,
they've been having the worst league in the record in the league the past couple of years, but the league still gave him Cade as a number 1 pick. During their tank, they got Cade Cunningham, and he's a superstar in my mind, a future superstar. You know,
even if we don't get flag, like we'll get Harper, Bailey,
they didn't just
Edgecombe.
get Cade.
Yeah.
They didn't just get Cade. They got a Thompson twin. They got Ivy.
Ivy,
They just got Ron
Duran. Like, come on,
Holland,
bro.
Duran.
But Cade is the number 1 that I think, like, come on, set. But yeah, hit that like button. We'll be back. Appreciate you guys so much, man. Next game we'll be back. Oh, Cash, tell them your Twitter. They can follow you on Twitter.
Oh yeah, follow me on Twitter. Cash Conspiracies of Propaganda.
Yeah.
Follow us. Yeah, we're hanging out. We're gonna be
doing
Netcast
Spaces. Yeah, Netcast Spaces. Join Cash on Spaces on Twitter. And then follow us on Twitter too. Next Kingdom, AJ, Syfe. Follow Syfe. Syfe has the best Twitters. You're gonna see so many good stats and good takes from Syfe. Rage is getting back more on Twitter, but you can follow him too. All right, I appreciate you guys so much. We'll be back.